Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Heroes and Hardships core rulebook. This is the early access version. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this universal RPG system, please check out the playlist in the description below. I am also going to put links to the Kickstarter that is ongoing. You will also find links to the website, to the Tetsubo section of the website. Tetsubo is an upcoming setting for Heroes and Hardships, inspired by Japan's Sengoku era. You're also going to find links to the Discord, to my reviews of the Quickstart guide and the Wallace campaign setting, based on the life and exploits of William Wallace. So please check it out. Now let's continue. This time we are going to talk about Ancestries and flaws. Ancestries are the genetic makeup of a character. This could also be referred to as a character's species. Ancestries may have access to different traits that make them unique from other ancestries. Ancestries do not alter attributes or skills directly. Game masters may allow players to pick from ancestry traits to make their own combinations, or the player may select no ancestry traits. Heroes and Hardships offers several ancestries that are common to tropes of different genres. When using these ancestries, the Game Master may have players roll on the Ancestries trait table to select an ancestry trait by random or allow the player to choose. Game Masters are likely to require rolled ancestry traits when the roll method was selected for attribute generation. If choosing by random, roll 1d10 on the table included with each ancestry. If rolling for multiple ancestry traits and you roll the same option, choose the next level. If the maximum level has already been obtained, roll again for a new option. The Game Master may create new ancestries or replace some that do not suit their game. The Game Master should choose 8 traits and list them alphabetically if the traits are rolled. You have some example ancestries included in this book. Players should be able to take on any ancestry for their characters. It is very easy to create ancestries from the list of ancestry traits contained in this rulebook. So you have some fantasy examples, such as dwarves. Dwarves are stout folk that have a natural disposition to great wealth and feats of craftsmanship. They are typically short, stout, and have beards, even the women. You have traits such as stubborn, indomitable, innate crafter. Of course, you also have humans. They are extremely varied people. They can be tall, short, strong, weak, smart, or dumb. They adapt well to many situations, and it is difficult to determine their strengths or weaknesses without seeing them in action. You have traits such as driven, physical, mental flexibility, social, big or small. You also have some sci-fi examples, such as androids. Androids are virtual intelligences installed in a humanoid machine body. They are driven by logic and lack emotion. The robotic bodies of androids make them very durable. You have traits such as cyborg, hive mind, impervious, and machine physiology. You also have interlopers. They are alien species that take the guise of other creatures. They have strange motivations and are usually adept at blending into whatever society they are infiltrating. They have traits such as doppelganger, driven, social, regeneration, and terrifying form. And these are just a few examples of the included species and the traits for each one of them. Let's take a closer look at ancestry traits. Ancestry traits are the building blocks of the genetic makeup of a character. These traits help define what you are. Descriptions of how they manifest themselves are up to the Game Master and the player. Any ancestry trait listed in a particular ancestry is available to the character of that ancestry, either in combination with other ancestry traits of that ancestry or by itself. Characters may have any number of their available ancestry traits, including none. It is suggested that games using the roll method roll on the ancestry trait table a number of times equal to the ancestry traits purchased in character creation. For games using the pick method, Players should simply select the ancestry traits they want. Most traits have 3 levels. Each trait will state if the levels of the trait stack or not. Each level is purchased separately and applied based on how the levels stack. Regardless of how the ancestry trait is selected, levels of the trait must be purchased. You may select any number of ancestry traits your ancestry has access to that you can afford. The cost of each level can be purchased respecting the following. An additional flaw level of the Game Master's choice is given. You may gain no more than 2 flaw levels in this manner. You exchange 6 ability points per level from any and all categories. Ancestry traits can be purchased with ability points from any attribute category as if they were general abilities. You must purchase all ancestry trait levels independently. New ancestry traits are usually not purchased after character creation with experience points. Additional levels of ancestry traits may be purchased after character creation. However, the purchase of new ancestry traits may be granted by the Game Master as desired. Now let me give you a few examples of these different ancestry traits. And remember, because they have 3 tiers or 3 levels each, they feel a bit like special powers or abilities that become stronger as you gain more tiers or levels. You have Agile Gait. You move through difficult terrain with ease. Some ancestries deal with thick brush, mud, and similar impediments easier than others. There is Aura of Fear. You permeate fear to those around you. You have Cyborg. You have certain mechanical and synthetic body parts. There is also Fast. You are extremely quick on your feet. You also have Indomitable. Your kind has a self-reliance and confidence that is difficult to cow or convince. There's also Innate Power. You can wield powers given to you by your ancestry, be it superpowers or magical powers. Now, a very interesting one is Undead. You are unliving. There are perks and drawbacks to this condition. You are immune to several hazards, but you have some difficulty when communicating with the living. And these are just a few of the many included traits in this book. Next we have Flaws. Flaws are problematic details about characters that impact them negatively. The Game Master ultimately assigns flaw levels to characters, but for player characters, they do so with input from the player. Flaws should be granted to characters based on the character's background and personality. Most flaws have no prerequisite and are taken individually. Each flaw has a flaw level, which represents how impactful it is. The flaw level is notated with each flaw, and it is up to the Game Master to decide when and how to apply these flaws. A flaw gives guidance for a character in play, and should impact that character in a negative way. Let me give you a few examples of these flaws. You have Clumsy. You are awkward with some movements. There is Obese. You are a large individual. You are very slow, and many of the armor suits do not fit you. You have Sensitivity. You are extremely sensitive to a certain object, material, and such. There is also Bloodlust. In combat, you have difficulty sparing the life of the vanquished, and will never surrender even if it means your death. You also have Haunted. You are haunted by an occurrence from your past. Then we have Kleptomaniac. You love to take things that are not yours, even if you don't have a particular use for those things. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about combat. So you can consider these ancestry traits and flaws as building blocks or pieces to create any sort of character that you want for a specific adventure or campaign. In many different stories, adventures, scenarios, there are going to be differences when it comes to the species or character types or ancestries available. In a sci-fi setting, the available ancestries are going to be very different from perhaps a realistic, pseudo-ancient historical setting. And I think it's going to be very fun for the Game Master to come up with all sorts of ancestries for different adventures and campaigns. Thank you for watching this part of the review. and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.